Your child pushes the plate away. Not dramatically, not angrily, just one small sentence. I don't like it. And all at once, you feel that familiar knot in your stomach. Because this isn't about tonight. It's a pattern you've seen play out again and again. You'll negotiate, you'll beg, you'll promise dessert, you'll cave and make something else. And later, in the quiet after dinner, that heavy mix of doubt and fatigue sets in. Here's the part most parents never hear explained clearly. Most picky eating is not about taste, it's not about vegetables, and it's definitely not about a difficult child. It's about how the brain learns control, safety, and appetite. Today, I'll walk you through a structure, common in other parts of the world, that stops food battles without force, fear, or rewards. But first, we need to look at why well-intentioned strategies often backfire. Picture this: dinner is ready. Your child looks at the food and refuses. So you react the way most caring parents would. You explain, you bargain, you pressure gently. Just one bite. Try it for me. You liked this yesterday. And when that doesn't work, you make a second meal. Here's what the brain quietly records in that moment. Refusal works. Pressure feels unsafe. Control lives at the table. You didn't create the problem, but the loop got reinforced. Not because you're doing it wrong, but because no one ever explained what's actually happening inside your child's body. Let's strip this down to the basics. There are three forces driving picky eating. 1. Neophobia. This is the biological fear of unfamiliar food. It's a survival mechanism. Toddlers are wired to be suspicious of new tastes. This isn't defiance. It's hardwired survival. 2. The control reflex. When a child feels pressured, their nervous system perceives threat. And humans, especially toddlers, resist control instinctively. Pressure doesn't create compliance. It triggers resistance. 3. Appetite suppression. This is the one most parents miss. Children who snack constantly never arrive at meals truly hungry. And without hunger, the brain has zero motivation to explore new foods. So now imagine all three forces combined: fear of new food, loss of autonomy, no appetite. That's not picky eating, that's a perfect storm. In many families around the world, this biology is respected, not fought. Instead of negotiating meals, they rely on structure, not punishment, not force. Structure. The foundation is surprisingly simple. Parents decide the structure. Children decide participation. This removes power struggles entirely, and it works because it aligns with how the brain actually learns safety. Here's the framework, made of three pieces. Most parents only hear the first part. That's why it fails. Part 1. One meal. There is one family meal. No backup dishes, no short order cooking, no negotiations. This isn't about being strict, it's stabilizing. Your child learns, this is predictable. I don't need to fight. Part 2. One taste. Your child is not forced to finish anything, but they are expected to taste. And the words you use matters more than you think. You don't have to like it. You do have to taste it, so your brain can learn. This shifts food from a power issue to a learning experience. Tasting is exposure. Exposure is learning. Part 3. The hunger window. This is the invisible pillar. Meals only work if your child arrives appropriately hungry. Not starved, not deprived. Just hungry enough for appetite to activate. That means no constant grazing, no snacks right before dinner, water only in the final hour. Hunger is not neglect. Hunger is biological readiness. Imagine a normal night at home. Your child sees broccoli. I don't like that. You keep your voice neutral and say, "You don't have to like it. You do have to taste it, just once." They hesitate. You wait. No hovering, no convincing. They take a tiny bite. You stay neutral. After a moment, you ask, "Was it crunchy or soft?" Not, "See, it's good." Just curiosity. They eat the rice and chicken. They ignore the broccoli. That isn't a loss. That's simply the first point. And here's the part most parents miss. This only works over time. 8 to 15 exposures is normal. Tonight isn't about victory. It's about rewiring the pattern over time. The first few days may feel worse. Your child might eat less. They might test boundaries harder. This isn't backsliding. That's recalibration. You removed the old system. The brain is checking if it still works. Stay calm, stay consistent. The change shows up subtly, not all at once. What if my child doesn't eat at all? A healthy child will not choose starvation when food is consistently offered. One skipped meal is not harmful. What is harmful is teaching that refusal gets special treatment. What if my child is extremely picky? This approach is for typically developing children. If your child has a diagnosed feeding disorder, you need specialized support. But most picky eating is learned behavior, not pathology. What if they refuse to taste? You hold the boundary gently. In our family, we taste once. No force, no lectures. The lesson happens through consistency, not argument. This goes far beyond what's on the plate. You're teaching your child. Hunger is safe. New things become familiar. Meals are predictable. Power struggles aren't necessary. You're removing anxiety from the table. And anxiety, not food, is what sabotages meals. Click the next video on screen. And if you want calm, science-based parenting breakdowns like this every week, subscribe. Not for perfect parenting, for clearer understanding.